12:06 now in the afternoon here on 90.3 FM. I'm John Harper. Time to start helping seniors of Brevard. Always look forward to Wednesday afternoons when our host and the executive director of Helping Seniors of Brevard brings a interesting show to us. And right now let's introduce Kerry Fink, as we said, the executive director and the host of our show. Hi, Kerry. How are you?
I'm good today, John. How are you doing? And I see we have our furry friend at the console.
We have Artica, the wonder dog, here with us. There was nobody else in the studio to dance, so Artica was dancing.
We always talk about it at the beginning of the show. Everybody loves the theme music, and everybody starts moving around in their chairs, and Artica did too.
She did too, so it's kind of interesting to see, but I understand we have a very interesting show today. You were very busy this morning, out and about at a big event, and why don't you tell us about it, and we'll get into it.
Yeah, no, it's great. I actually just returned from the event. It's still going on. It is the AARP Back to Work 50-plus Job and Resource Fair. It's taking place at the Eau Gallie Civic Center, right in downtown Eau Gallie, right off of Eau Gallie Boulevard. And it's very easy to find, and it's a wonderful opportunity to meet lots and lots of employers who are looking for you. They are desperate to find good, qualified candidates to fill some positions. And I mean, there's some big names there. Everybody from the Brevard County government, the city of Melbourne was there, Launch Credit Union was there, Community Credit Union was there. There are so many organizations that are out there recruiting, looking for people who want to go back to work 50 plus. And there's a whole lot of great resources there as well. So, for example, our very own Karen Wernlund, who is she sits on our board of directors, John, as you know, but she's also the director for Joe's Senior Resource Center, our little office that we have there in the Omni Healthcare building on the second floor, just a couple of blocks from the hospital. She was there with all kinds of information, lots of people showing up. I mean, a lot of people showing up for this event. One of our great friends of Helping Seniors, Jennifer Barton with Seniors Helping Seniors, was there, and actually had a chance to talk a little bit with her right there on the floor. And so I think if we can pull that up, it was a great conversation. Let's tune in. All right, we are live and on location here at the Eau Gallie Civic Center, and we are just having a wonderful time because this is the AARP Back to Work 50-plus Job Fair. It is going on even as we speak. In fact, it goes till 1 p.m. today. So come to the beautiful Eau Gallie Civic Center here in downtown Eau Gallie, is I guess the best way I would explain it, right off of Eau Gallie Road. Lots of people here. I'm standing here with one of our best people. She is a great employer of seniors. You know her well. She's been a friend of Helping Seniors going like back to the day that Joe Steckler
can you hear me?
Essentially started the organization.
We really hire those 50 and over, so this is perfect for us to go out and help seniors. We do anything non-medical or no hands-on. So we're a great part-time job for a senior who really wants to get out and do something, stay active, stay social, stay engaged with their community. It's actually really a feel-good position, but you do get paid. So it's great for both sides. It's great for our clients because it's someone a little closer in age who kind of speaks the same language. And for our caregivers, they're doing something that they really find helpful.
Yeah. How neat. So I really love the fact that here we are at this wonderful job fair. And what's so cool about this is the fact that, like we were talking about, I love something Jennifer has said before about her company. She goes, we love to hire seniors to help seniors because, again, as she was saying, they're closer in age. They work together. They really become kind of very friendly. They're on the same page. And the thing that I love about it is that she has this saying. She says, we love to look for people who have the heart of a volunteer but don't mind getting a paycheck. And so the kind of the employment and things that they are able to do is really terrific. They are flat covered up. There are so many people out here. There's still time for you to come out here and join us. It goes from up until 1 p.m. today. And so what a great opportunity for you to come out and join us here. We're at the Eau Gallie Civic Center, and we'll be until 1 o'clock. This is the AARP Back to Work 50 plus. We work together with Lois Thomas, who's with CareerSource Brevard Flagler Volusia. She has organized this event. I'm telling you, there's lots of people here, and lots of potential employment out here. So if you're just interested in coming out and seeing the kind of things that are available, maybe you're interested in part-time work. Maybe you feel like now you've got time on your hands and you want to come back for full-time work. There's a lot of things that you could explore here. So many great employers. I see everybody from the Brevard County government is here. The city of Melbourne is here. There are so many great people that are available. Health First is here. I see United Way is here. Aging Matters of Brevard is here. So many places that you can find great work. And again, one of those great places that you can work with is with Seniors Helping Seniors. Excellent company. It is actually kind of a global organization, but they work locally from city to city. And Jennifer Barton heads up the organization that is right here in Brevard County, and they do hire seniors to help seniors. So their services, like if you're a senior and you're just looking for some help, you can look for things like companionship, transportation, meal preparation, light housekeeping, handyman, honey-do list, overnight stays, memory loss support, family caregiver relief, and so much more. And I'm going to give you the phone number, and Jennifer is literally busy covered up with folks who are asking about employment opportunities with the organization, which is wonderful to see. But you can always reach their office also at 321-722-2999. So it's 321-722-2999. And like I said, Jennifer is a company, her company has really done so much in our community for seniors. And I really wanted to ask you, Jennifer, to talk a little bit about, this is such a great opportunity. I was reading the signs that these are the kind of services you guys provide. But I was saying also that I love how you have explained that you love to hire someone with the heart of a volunteer who doesn't mind taking a paycheck.
Exactly, because it really is. We hope it's a position that they can feel really, really good about. So we do look for that type of person. The gentleman that just came up to the table there, I kind of had to step away for a second, right. Took care of his own mom with dementia. And he did a lot of support groups. Wow. Well, while he was doing that, he said, I learned an awful lot. So he's got these wonderful skills because he's taking care of his own mom. And then, unfortunately, mom has passed. And what do I do with all of that knowledge? So he's a perfect person for us to come in because he can use all of those things, all those tools to help another family feel really good about it, but be able to go home at night and rest and relax, in his own home. So it's just, it's perfect for that type of person because they do have all of that experience and it can put it to use for someone else. And they know, they understand because they've been there, they've done that with their own family and the family dynamics that go along with that. So it's a great, like I said, part-time position for someone that they can really, really feel good about.
And I know too that you take a lot of time and care to make sure that you match like the right family member or the right caregiver is probably the right way, with the right person to make sure that's a good fit for both sides of the equation. And it's just a great opportunity to be out here and learn more about Seniors Helping Seniors and everything that they are doing out here. We're actually on radio. So this is great. We're doing a radio clip, and there are so many people out here today enjoying everything that's going on out here at the Eau Gallie Civic Center. This is a great place to be, and Jennifer's company, Seniors Helping Seniors, is a great resource in our community for a couple of reasons. They hire seniors to help seniors, and one of the things that Jennifer and I have talked about so many times in prior shows is that it's very tough to get mom, dad, aunt, or uncle used to someone coming in the house as they get older because maybe they've just been so independent and want to do everything themselves. And one of the things that Seniors Helping Seniors is so good about is becoming that first rung. In fact, I've heard story after story where maybe the senior themselves was a little reticent about getting that help at first, but then they meet a perfectly matched caregiver who comes in the home, and then it's like everything just shifts because now that person has some great help. They look forward to the visits. It's an excellent time, and it works well for the person who's working with Seniors Helping Seniors as the employee. But it's also wonderful for the senior and their families, because now the families have a real sense that everything is being done right, because Jennifer and her company, they employ the seniors. They make sure they look after all the details. They're backed up by the international organization, Seniors Helping Seniors. They have so many years of experience in doing all of this. It's a great opportunity to be connected up with Seniors Helping Seniors. And so as we're talking out here on site from Eau Gallie, this is the Back to Work 50 Plus Job Fair, that I want to encourage you to make sure you make your way out here if you can while there is time. It goes on until 1 p.m. today, the Eau Gallie Civic Center right here in downtown Eau Gallie. It's just off of Eau Gallie Boulevard. How simple can it be to find? Lots of people have found us. I hope you will find your way out too. Let me ask Jennifer one more question, and we're going to let her get back at it. But Jennifer, I was talking about the fact that you bring so much peace of mind to the families, because when you bring somebody into the Seniors Helping Seniors family as a caregiver, you really are so dedicated to getting the right person to the right senior, so it's a good fit for everybody.
We really do want it to be a good match. So we go back into our, once we go out to do that assessment, we find out a lot of really good information about that person, their personality, their likes, their dislikes. We get a wide range of information when we go out. So we can come back to the office and look at all of our caregivers and see who would be a good fit for that person. I was doing that this morning, actually, before I came here. I was looking, I need someone who's got good energy, because this is a very, very active senior that we're going to go help. So, it's got to be someone who can keep up with this person, because they're a walker. They can run 4 miles. So also gardening is a big thing for them. And, this is not a lady who's going to be, let's go shop and do brunch. This is somebody who is really active and on the go. And so we want to make sure that we fit that same person with her that can keep up with her and will, find activities that will apply to her and her specific needs and her specific personality. And, we really go back after the first introduction. Hey, how did it go with the caregiver? What did you think? We talked to the client. How did it go? What do you think? And as long as it's a good fit, that's their person. They keep that same person every time, which is really important, because they get to know each other. They build that relationship. They know what they normally eat for lunch. They know what they did last time, so where to pick up this time. So it's really important to make that good match. And we really do try very hard to make sure that we do that. If it isn't a good match, we'll switch the person out, no problem. But we try to get it right the first time.
No, what's so neat about that, and I remember I've heard this before, like you were mentioning about the person who came over and had caregiver experience in his own family, and I was thinking about that what's so beautiful about what you guys do is you allow the person who is the family member, by bringing in somebody from Seniors Helping Seniors, you're letting that person go back and become son or daughter or whatever the relationship is. They get to be that person and love and care on their person, and know that somebody else is in there helping kind of keep tabs and making sure everything's going all right. It really lets the person who is the who's looking after their loved one go back to being a family member.
Oh, 100%, because I don't know how many times we hear my daughter's bossy, or my son's telling me what to do. And it's because, that son or daughter has been forced into being a family caregiver, and they're absolutely looking out for mom and dad's best interest. But they're put in that role of making sure mom and dad get what they need when they need it. And that becomes a hard dynamic, because the parents are the ones who took care of them. And now that role has changed, and that's a hard transition. That's tough. I can understand that. So it does. It takes that burden off the kids a little bit, so they can go back to being son and daughter, and we can kind of take over that caregiving role, but in more of I'm going to say a sly way, because it is someone more closer to a friend coming in and kind of taking over some of those roles and responsibilities. We still report back to the family to make sure that they know exactly what's going on. If we have a concern, the family's going to know about it. But it kind of eases that dynamic for the kids. So that way, hopefully they can have a little bit nicer relationship with mom and dad.
No, it's good. I was saying you were helping another gentleman who stopped by the table, and I was saying that's one of the things that's so nice about this. Joe Steckler, who founded the Helping Seniors organization, he always talked about that. He said, what's really good is you guys are like that first rung of help at home. So it's get mom or dad. And I was sharing a story you told before about where you guys had just walked in and the family member was very reticent about having help. But once after that first session, they were like, when's the next one? And they really got into it from there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We paired two ladies together, and she opened the door and said, I guess you're here. And she said, oh, you don't really want me here, do you? No, I don't. But since you're here, you might as well come in. By the end of that visit, they were Googling together chair yoga, where they were going to go, how they were going to do it. So they were already making plans for the next visit and giggling like schoolgirls. So that's perfect. That's exactly what we want to have happen. So we were so excited about that.
Good. All right. Well, thank you, Jennifer Barton with Seniors Helping Seniors. And again, make sure that you come out here to the Eau Gallie Civic Center because this is going on until 1 p.m. today.
Yes, and we're really looking for caregivers, providers, we call them, in the Melbourne Beach area, Rockledge, Vieira, Cocoa. So if anybody from those areas would like a part-time job, we would love to hear from them.
Yeah, and so not only can they come by here today, but even if you're out in your car and you're nowhere near Eau Gallie, give them a call. The number is 321-722-2999. I'm going to say it one more time, 321-722-2999. Thanks, Jennifer Barton. Have a great rest of the day out here.
Thank you. You too. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. And now we're right here back in the WEJF 90.3 FM studios. And John Harper, it was really amazing how many folks were out there. We're going to have some more clips in the second half of the show because I also got the chance to speak to Lois Thomas, who is the person at CareerSource Brevard Flagler Volusia that put the whole thing together, and then we'll visit with our very own Karen Wernlund. We'll do that in the second half of the show. But it was really amazing how many people were out there, John, and how many people were out there looking for employment. So we had some great employers and lots of people. So I think it's going to be a very successful day for a lot of folks on both sides of that.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. That sounds like it'll be a good match for a lot of people, a lot of employers and employees. And it's just the thing that a lot of people over the age of 50, 60, 70, they're looking for something that's going to give them a couple of hours of work each day or week and make a few extra bucks at the same time.
Yeah, it really seems to go all the way across because it covers on several levels. Like some people say, well, maybe I have to go to work so that I can make sure all my budget stuff is working out. But for other people, it might be they said, well, my goal is to retire, and then they get bored and say, maybe I could do something. And I was talking with Jennifer after we had recorded that clip, and she said she was really excited to meet that gentleman, that she had to actually break away from the interview because he had been a caregiver for his mother and had gotten all that skills. And of course, then you say, now I know what I'm, kind of what the drill is here. And now maybe I could put this to work and help another family. So it's really exciting to see that. So again, we're talking about the Back to Work 50-plus job fair. But we have a minute before we get to the mid-show break, and I do want to make sure that everybody gets a very important, at least for us, date on the calendar. I want to talk about this is going to be Saturday, June the 7th. And as you guys who've been following along with Helping Seniors, our founder, Joe Steckler, he's the same gentleman that began the work of Brevard Alzheimer's Foundation. He's a retired Navy captain. When he and his lovely wife, Terry, moved here to Satellite Beach, Joe couldn't stay retired, so he builds up the Brevard Alzheimer's. I call him Joe's clubs to these days. And then when I met him, he was just launching Helping Seniors. John Harper, you were helping him back all those years ago, but we lost Joe here at the age of 91 at the beginning of January. So on June the 7th at 10:30 a.m., they're going to have a memorial mass for both him and his lovely wife, Terry, who they lost a couple of months later because she had been fighting with some cancer and things like that. So they're both together, but we're going to honor them at a special memorial mass, 10:30 a.m. at Holy Name of Jesus Catholic Community Beachside. That's was their church, as you know, John, for years.
For many years, and two wonderful people who gave so much to the community. They were very unselfish and gave back a lot more than they received. And just an opportunity to honor them, as you said, Kerry Fink, on Saturday, June the 7th, will be very, very special. And I hope everyone who has been touched by Joe and Terry, and even if they haven't, maybe they've just heard about them, been inspired by them, come out and just kind of show your respects on that Saturday, June 7th, because very special people, very, very deeply missed by our organization and so many other people in the community as well. And this is the least we can do to show our love and respect for the Steckler family.
Yeah, so well said. John Harper, who actually was vice president for the organization all along, and when Joe stepped back really at the in August of last year as the health things for him became the priority, John stepped up and now serves as president for the organization. But I was trading some emails with the family. Their son, Steve Steckler, up in Baltimore area, and he was reporting that they're going to, on August 26th, they have the interment date set for Joe and Terry. They're going to honor them with burial at the Arlington cemeteries. I couldn't think of anything
How special is that, right?
More fitting and more appropriate for somebody who really, they both gave their life in service. I mean, all through his career, first for our country, and then for every senior in Brevard County should appreciate the work of Joe Steckler. And then Terry was like the driving force behind all of it, as you guys know as well as I do. And so Steve is going to fly in on that Friday ahead of time, and so is their daughter Kristen, who's a registered nurse, going to be flying in from Texas, and I think they're going to set up something like a little reception on the Friday afternoon at our place, which we call Joe's Senior Resource Center. So you're going to hear more about that, I think, by next week's show. But John, great people, and I know it's time for our mid-show break, but I just want to make sure everybody had that date on their calendar.
I'm glad you mentioned that. And Jim, I know you, Jim Votro is here with us, and you were very close to the Stecklers as well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and you know, we always sat there and said that, you know, they're wonderful people, both people. But we used to call Terry, we used to call her Saint Terry.
Yes.
Yeah, because she was well beyond beatification because she had to put up with Joe. Because Joe was like a whirling dervish. He was like a working machine.
He's a dynamo.
Anything he could do to help people,
Absolutely.
anything he could do, that's exactly what he did. And Terry was like you say, the power behind the throne, more or less. But the truth of the matter is, she was the real person that was sitting there, really very, very responsible for Joe, because she was able to rein him in when he needed to be reined in,
they were the
and
best.
give him more leash when he needed more leash. So
Don't make them often like that anymore.
no, Joe gave some, but Terry gave all. That's it.
All right. Well,
Very
with that,
special.
we're going to take a mid-show break, and then we are going to come back, and we're going to talk with Lois Thomas live from the floor of the ARP 50 Plus conference. So stay tuned.
The second half of Helping Seniors of Brevard ready to get underway. I'm John Harper. Let me introduce to you the host of our show and the executive director of Helping Seniors of Brevard, none other than Kerry Fink. Kerry?
Hey, thanks again, John Harper. It's always good to gather around the radio lunchtime, 90.3 FM, WEJF. And what a day this is. We have been out at the Back to Work 50 Plus job fair and resource fair that's going on at the Eau Gallie Civic Center until 1 p.m. And I had the chance, I was out there just ahead of the radio show, I had a chance to sit down with Lois Thomas, who is the person at CareerSource Brevard Flagler Volusia that put all of this together, and had a good conversation about all the things that were going on there. And I would love for us to have a chance to listen to that conversation, because lots of good information in there. All right, we are live and on location here at the job fair, the 50 Plus job fair. This is the Back to Work 50 Plus AARP job fair, and it is presented by our wonderful friends at CareerSource Brevard Flagler Volusia. And I have the privilege of standing here with none other than the person who organized this lovely event 100%, Lois Thomas. You and your team have done a fantastic job. We're here at the Eau Gallie Civic Center. This is going on until 1 p.m. So if you're out in your car driving around, you should pop in here because there are so many wonderful employers, job opportunities, and things that are going on right here. Wow, this is a great turnout and a great event, Lois.
Absolutely, it is, Kerry. I am just so amazed with the turnout. You know, I was really hoping and praying for really good weather for today, and we got just that. It's a beautiful day and a beautiful opportunity to get back to work. And so we're here with over 40 employers and community partners. The employers are actively hiring and, of course, sharing information on different available opportunities. I have seen some interviews conducted on the spot. We also have a professional photographer here on location that is taking headshots, professional headshots and portraits. So I'm just so excited with the turnout and everyone that is here to support our event. And this is something for our community. It's just good to know that we are offering something like this here in Brevard County to support job seekers 50 plus that are looking to go back to work. And so I'm just so excited with everyone that showed up. And we did host several preparing for the job fair workshops. So this event is giving them an opportunity to practice and prepare. Well, they have the opportunity to practice and prepare. However, now they have the opportunity to put it to work. So, Kerry, I am just so excited to see all of the different employers here and then also the agencies here that's sharing information on the diverse community resources throughout the community. So I'm just excited. I'm excited.
Well, this is just a terrific day. I know Karen Wernlund, who is our Joe's Senior Resource Center Brevard Director. She's on site with all kinds of information. We're one of the agency partners who's here with our information about what we do as the Helping Seniors Brevard. But there is literally this whole hall is filled with people looking for you to come out and see if this is your next great job opportunity, your next great income generator, your next great opportunity for fulfillment. You know, a lot of people will work all their career and say, I can't wait till the day I retire. And then they sit around the house going, I'm bored. I need to do something. And here's a chance to turn your extra time into extra money. We have the privilege actually of visiting with a great friend of Helping Seniors. He is none other than the chapter president of AARP chapter 2622, which is the Palm Bay chapter. Normally, not during the summer, but normally we meet on the third Monday, and we meet at Bacosca, which is right over there off of Palm Bay Road on Harris. And Paul, how are you today, sir?
I am doing excellently. I am glad I came here because Lois invited me. So I came here to see what is taking place. The hall is filled with various employers who are seeking employees, and there are many residents who are here. Even though it says 50 plus and over, I notice we have individuals of different age groups. So there are seniors here, there are young men, young women here. So it is really offering an opportunity to individuals who want to work. And I'm glad that I came and saw what it is and to be a part of this program.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Paul, for being here. This is it's a tremendous turnout. Again, this is going on. We're at the Eau Gallie Civic Center. It goes on until 1 p.m. today. So if you're out and about, you're still going to have time to get out here. There must be like 50 plus employers in there looking for great folks just like you who are ready to come back to work. Some great job opportunities. You can ask about questions about benefits and things like that. Lois Thomas from CareerSource Brevard Flagler Volusia is the person who puts this on and does so much for seniors. You not only have put this event on, but you do training for a lot of people so that they even know what to expect in the going back to work process, including like you have like mock interviews, and we were talking about this. Talk a little bit about some of the services that you guys have. Even if somebody can't make it out today, what would you ask them to do?
So for the individuals who did not have an opportunity to come to this amazing event, unfortunately, what you can still do is to visit our website, check out some of our upcoming events, because we do have our annual job fair that's going to be on June 4th. There's going to be over 70 employers that are actively hiring. So if you didn't have an opportunity to attend this event, I would strongly encourage you to come out on June 4th. We're going to have over 70 employers. You have the opportunity to market yourself to those employers. And also, you will have an opportunity to possibly be interviewed as well. Now, regarding the services at CareerSource Brevard Flagler Volusia, we do have 6 locations throughout Brevard and also Flagler and Volusia, and that would include our Palm Bay office, our Rockledge office, our Titusville office, Palm Coast. We also have Daytona and Orange City. So we are here to serve you, and we are united to serve you better. And with that, I'm just so happy that we have so many different workshop offerings to help you get prepared for events like this. So just as Kerry mentioned, we do have mock interview workshops. We also have several preparing for the job fair workshops. We have resume writing workshops and so much more. So I would strongly encourage you, if you have not yet done so, log on to our CareerSource Brevard website, CareerSource Brevard Flagler Volusia website, that is, and that is CareerSourceBFV.com. Again, that's CareerSourceBFV.com. And you're welcome to stop by any of our 6 center locations to find out more information of who we are and all the great services that we provide. We have programs for youth, we have programs for older adults, we have programs for veterans, and so much more. And as I mentioned earlier, we are here to serve you. And we're so excited, not only for this event, but then we also have more events coming up. So again, if you have not had the opportunity to pre-register for our annual job fair, which is the largest job fair that we host every year, if you haven't had an opportunity to register for that event, I would strongly encourage you to do so as soon as possible.
Excellent. Thank you, Lois Thomas with CareerSource Brevard Flagler Volusia. What a great success this is. This is a great opportunity. Thank you for doing this in our community. You still have time if you're out and about and you're close to Eau Gallie because it goes until 1 p.m. today. And there are so many great people. Even if you just want to stick your toe in the water and kind of learn what a little bit of this is about, it's a great opportunity to do this at the Eau Gallie Civic Center today. It goes till 1 p.m. And if you missed it, you can always call us at Helping Seniors. Let me give you that number, because even if you missed a number or a website or something like that, we're happy to get you that information. You'll speak to Karen Wernlund or one of our great volunteers. Just call us at 321-473-7770. I'm going to say that number again, 321-473-7770. And hopefully we'll see you out here. Otherwise, we will look forward to serving you as we keep going. What a great day this is. Thanks for making time for this. Yeah, it really has been a great morning out there. We're talking about the Back to Work 50 Plus job fair that's going on literally as we speak right now out of the Eau Gallie Civic Center. Goes till 1 p.m. And we had one other opportunity to visit in with some wonderful friends, Karen Wernlund, who actually runs our Joe's Senior Resource Center of Brevard and volunteers just like John Harper does on our board of directors. John is the president, but Karen is a very valued board member, and she spends time keeping our office running right there in that Omni Healthcare building. So we had a chance to visit with her and a few more friends on site as well. Let's check in there. All right, we are here live and in person. We are at the Eau Gallie Civic Center right here, Eau Gallie, Florida, right off of Eau Gallie Boulevard. How easy can be. Get to Eau Gallie. You have till 1 p.m. today. And I've just been having a great time walking around and talking to all the great employers that are here. Just finished talking with Jennifer Barton with Seniors Helping Seniors and talked about what a great employment service they are, because they hire seniors to take care of seniors. And what a great opportunity that is on both ends of the spectrum. I love a line that she uses. She says, we hire somebody with a heart of a volunteer, but doesn't mind accepting a paycheck. And she's getting a lot of folks coming by the table, and it's really good. But there's so many. I see Launch Credit Union out here. I see Community Federal Credit Union out here. I see folks from so many. The city of Melbourne is out here. Brevard County's out here hiring. There's so many great employers that you want to try to get out here. It goes on until 1 p.m. And of course, Helping Seniors of Brevard is out here. Our very own Karen Wernlund, who is a board member, but also center director for, we call it Joe's Senior Resource Director, named after our president, longtime president and founder, Joe Steckler, and we have a beautiful space on the second floor of the. It's called the you see the big sign says Omni Medical or Center or something like that on the building. Technically, it says Apollo Professional Tower, but we're on the second floor, 1344 South Apollo. But Karen, today you are here at the Eau Gallie Civic Center with great information about helping seniors. What a great morning this is.
Hi, Kerry. I am just amazed at the turnout today. Not only employers, community partners, and people here looking for positions. It's just, I'm sure that Lois Thomas is just excited how this event came out with
CareerSource Brevard Flagler Volusia. I'm getting used to saying that now.
I know. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
No, she is. This is terrific. I told her this. First of all, this is a beautiful location to have this, but it's also tremendously not only the number of employers that are out here, but the number of people who are out here interested in furthering their careers. You know, maybe they retired and decided, well, sitting at home all day isn't all that it's cracked up to be. And besides, having a little more money in my pocket isn't going to hurt. And I have all this experience to share. What a great opportunity it is to come out here for this.
It has been a wonderful opportunity to watch people as they go about and what are they looking for and what are they not looking for. People are looking for specific things out here. But I also wanted to share that at the Resource Center, Joe's Resource Center, we also are educational facility, and the fourth Thursday of every month we have our Knowledge College and Wellness Series, and I've been sharing that with all the people that come up to the table. And the best part about it is that the speakers change each and every month. So if you call in 1 month and you don't like who's coming that month, wait a month and it'll be something different and it'll be more exciting with what you're looking for. So we're reaching out to the community to get that growing as we go. It's been 2 years now, has been in the process, and it's just been a wonderful thing. We also have our Stay Connected program. If you know anyone who's isolated or who just doesn't get out very often, they can call our helpline 321-473-7770 and sign up for our Stay Connected program, in which they just get a phone call each and every week from one of our volunteers or me and just say, hi, how's it going? What you looking at? What you doing this week? Do you need a resource? Just making sure people know that they're cared about in the community.
Yeah, and even though this is a job fair, I wanna say that you actually are the leader of our volunteer program. We have lots of great people who are so kind. They donate a couple hours a week, and they really help us keep that center going. Talk a little bit about the program, and if they're interested in learning more about maybe sticking a toe in the water and learning about that, what would they do?
So we do have a team of 9 people that are volunteers with us, and it starts out with 7 one-on-one orientation events with me, and you're learning to answer our helpline 321-473-7770 and help share the resources that we have. Our resources are our most important thing, and we try to change them each and every weekday moment because they change that often. We have events that we need our volunteers to help us set up with, tear down with, we set up food for, and the very first part of it is an orientation with Kerry Fink, who's our executive director, and myself, and just letting you know about Helping Seniors of Brevard and our history and what we stand for and what our mission is. And we would love to have you come on out and be a volunteer with us. We're going to be doing an orientation in the end of June. And so reach out if you're interested, 321-473-7770.
Perfect. Karen Wernlund with Helping Seniors of Brevard, board member, and also the director of Joe's Senior Resource Center. And we're going to wander around. I'm going to see if I can catch up. I see John Frederiksen, who is with Senior Scene Magazine. John is out here as a community resource, and he sees me walking over, about to stick a microphone in his face to say, welcome, Senior Scene, one of the great friends of the Helping Seniors world. You help us so much to get good information out in the hands of seniors, but you also publish one of the most sought after publications. Everybody, every place we go, every senior expo, every time we're out. So this is the new issue out yet.
Oh, we're getting it Friday, and then it'll hit the streets within days.
You know, you spend such an amount of time. You always find out the most interesting color artwork. This, of course, this month, May edition, which is what you have to hand out today, has a beautiful artwork honoring Memorial Day. And you always find
appropriate local artists to grace the cover of the magazine.
Yeah, we're fortunate here in Brevard County. We have over 350 local artists.
Wow.
And of course, many of them are seniors, not that we restrict to that, but talent, really a lot of talent. And we enjoy putting them on the cover every month.
Yeah. Well, we love being in the magazine every month. There's always 12 pages. We kind of jokingly refer it to the yellow pages. People remember that because, you could get information from the yellow pages. And so we're center section in the magazine, and we love being there because it's our opportunity to share information. But you have so many other great things that go on in the magazine. People pick it up. You've got calendars in there of events that are going on. You've got great articles from other local experts. I love a column that you always, it's either something about somebody famous in Hollywood or something like that. You always have some neat stories packed in there, I think, which is why people always come out and look to pick it up.
Yeah, and local history, nostalgia kind of articles. We've got puzzles like crossword, Sudoku, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it's great. You got to get your free copy of Senior Scene magazine. You can read it online at seniorscenemag.com, but most of us like to grab the magazine and be able to, just relax on a couch and just have a look at it or something.
Oh, definitely. Our seniors love to have something in their hands and read it at their leisure and not have to look at a screen.
Yep. Yeah, it's good. Well, thank you, John Frederiksen, is publisher of Senior Scene magazine. We appreciate all you do to help us along.
Well, thank you, Kerry, and you guys keep up the good work too at Seniors.
All right, we'll keep at it. I'm going to pop over here and talk to Kara Davis, who is with Moore Insurance Solutions, and she is one of the great partners. Her and Vicki Moore of Moore Insurance Solutions are a couple of the great partners that we are so fortunate to have in Joe's Senior Resource Center. You guys do everything as it pertains to helping people with Medicare insurance and much, much more. In fact, you're doing a party at our center coming up called the Turning 65 Medicare Party. So important, it's fun, but you're also going to educate people on what they need to know about what they need to, steps they need to be taking.
Right. So our party's coming up. I'm going to mess up the date, June 10th. It's going to be in the morning. So anyone turning 65 or even like approaching that 64, when you're starting to look at your next year plan, you really want to start looking at what are the steps I need to take before I turn 65 to understand what my Medicare is going to look like. And so that's where we come in. You're more than welcome to come out and celebrate your birthday with us and just learn a little bit about what Medicare is going to do for you.
Yeah, and technically, I know that I've heard Vicki say it before. It doesn't have to be your birthday on that date. You could be within a few months or something. It's good. But the important thing is what I have learned from you guys is you want to be sure that you're getting this information because you only have a window like 3 months. Am I saying this right? 3 months before and 3 months after?
Yeah, so you have a 7-month window. So the month of your birthday is kind of like, woohoo, your birthday. But you have 3 months before and the 3 months after your birthday. So you really have a 7-month window is when you can enroll. But prior to that is when you really want to educate yourself on what kind of options you want to look at. So that's where we come into play and where you want to call Moore Insurance Solutions to kind of meet with your local agent and kind of look at your options that are going to be the best for you and your medications and your doctors.
We have talked about this so often that you do not want to just let your mailbox get cluttered with all this fine print. It looks all perfect on the first page because it has pretty smiling people, but then you start reading all this and you have no idea if this is appropriate. Why don't you talk to a licensed insurance agent who has to go to school every year to get up to speed on what's going on with changes in Medicare and what plans are offered 100% local, which is another reason I'm not a real fan of the 800 numbers. It's like, oh, call 1-800 and we'll help you figure this out. Why not talk to somebody who knows the doctors, knows the locations? It is absolutely free. How, if people want to get in touch with you, Kara, how do they do that?
So you can always call Helping Seniors and they're going to connect you to us. But my name is Kara Davis and my phone number is 310-497-9759. And so if you're looking for a local agent, you can more than welcome to call me and we can connect that way also.
That sounds great. And so definitely thank you for being out here and part of this amazing job fair that AARP has put on. It's going on until 1 p.m. So if you're hearing this, there could still be time for you to come out. But in all cases, you want to take advantage of the service of CareerSource Flagler, Brevard Flagler Volusia. I may have had those out of order, but anyways, CareerSource Brevard is the main part that you want to keep in mind because they have so many things that help seniors. So we're all excited about being here. What a great morning out. Still time for you to get here. We hope you'll do that. See you soon.
Back to Work 50 Plus job fair. It really has been a great day out there. And John Harper, if somebody missed it, there's all kinds of good resources that CareerSource Brevard Flagler Volusia has to help you. And as you may have remembered, that Lois Thomas was talking about, they have a very big job fair also coming up in the beginning of June. So you can always call us at Helping Seniors 321-473-7770, and we'll be happy to make sure you're up to speed on all of that.
Well, today's job fair certainly was, from all indications, a good success. It made a lot of people aware of what exists out there for people over the age of 50 and employment, whether it be part-time, full-time, or whatever time. And this was a good event. I'm glad it came off well.
Yeah, I think it was so much fun. And, you know, if you go back to ARP, go back to work, I have a great thing that you can do with your money. I have about maybe 45 seconds to explain this, but you could buy a Helping Seniors car raffle ticket and help fund the work of Helping Seniors. So you go back to work, and you could even get richer because you could maybe win a brand new car on October 26th, which is the date of the grand drawing. And once again, Mark Pylock has invited us back to the American Muscle Car Museum. And so somebody is going to go home with keys to a brand new car. There's 7 you can pick from this year, and it's going to be your decision which car you want to go home in when you show up and win. You don't have to be present to win, but being at the whole event is half the fun, John, as you know.
What great logic as far as being able to get that ticket. I like that. I like the way you're thinking.
Go back to work and buy tickets often, as Nancy Deerdorf would say. How do you get a ticket? You can call us, again, at that number, 321-473-7770. Or if you can go and get tickets safely and securely online at helpingseniorscarraffle.com. It's going to be a great time, John.
It will be. It always has been in the past. We've had a lot of fun, met a lot of people, and looking forward to this one. It should be the biggest yet.
Yeah, it keeps the little organization growing. Can't do this without your help. Well, that's the time we have for Helping Seniors Radio on this edition. We sure look forward to seeing you next week. We're going to be back with board-certified elder law attorney Bill Johnson. You don't want to miss that one. See you next Wednesday.
Hi, Kerry.